of amount is in your wildest dreams, bro, you need a guarantor. So if you
girl, I need you, cause let the conversations get a little deeper. Tell me your darkest secret. You wouldn't even tell Jesus.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Millie here, and I'm back again with another video. I didn't post a video last week, mainly because like I was moving in and everything, so tiring type thing. You get like I'm really tired. I haven't had time to edit and all of that. Anyways, but this video is going to come out tomorrow, so good luck to me. So basically, I've been getting a lot of like emails, messages, help me with accommodation, like help me move in, help me get an accommodation. How can I get an accommodation? Where should I search for an accommodation? I did talk about it a little bit in my previous video, but I'm going to talk like kind of be more in depth in it because like I was getting a lot of questions. So one is that let's just lay the ground factor. I cannot help anyone get an accommodation because there are some necessary steps which I will be talking about in this video that you need to have or you need to get or you need before you can proceed to get an accommodation. Anyway, so yeah, let's start with that. So first of all, this is like I just want to like make this clear. This is like the ending. This is like September, so everybody has basically started moving in. So accommodations are really like limited. If you wanted to like move into a more like cheaper type accommodation for like £80 or something, you could have done that like maybe August beginning, August mid, August ending type thing. But it's already September. A lot of like cheap accommodations and really good accommodations have already been booked. So it's going to be really hard if you're trying to find something within that type of like 400 350 budget type of thing. So firstly, there are studios, and then there are three types of studios. There's large and superior and classic. Classic is just smaller, large is larger than classic, and superior is larger than large. Yes. And then there's also ensuite. So ensuite is basically like it's a room like mine, and then I have toilets, but then I share the common area and the kitchen. Then you have the normal typical accommodation, you know, in a home building. So they're like you can either be in a flat or in a studio in the accommodation, and then like they have this general common area where there's like a cinema place, games, things like that. You know, there's different types of accommodation. And then there's the normal one, the shared house, which I was in before. That it was just my room, and then I share toilets in the house. Because some people were like, oh, I want a studio for like £80, and in my mind I'm thinking, there's nothing like that here. I don't think you can get a studio wherever you're coming from if you transfer your rates for that £80 that you're talking about. Like there's nothing like that here. If you want like a studio, your budget should be from 137 to like £200. The really good studios are like 180, 170, 150 pounds. Really good studios. So if your budget is like £80, then you should be expecting a shared house, no toilet. If your budget is like 90 to 120, you should be expecting like an en-suite, shared house. Yeah, you know, if your budget is like from 135 to above, you should be expecting like a really good shared house, really good en-suite, and a really nice studio. So like if like I don't know, I hope I'm able to like make things clear, because I don't want to think that like, oh, everything is expensive, because Plymouth is like one of the cheapest places. Like a 150 studio is going to be really nice, really good quality, and in a really secured area. Now let's move on to the things you need to get an accommodation. Basically what you need as an international student to get an accommodation. You need a guarantor. So if you want to be paying monthly or like termly, so termly is like every 3 months, monthly is like or every 6 months, then monthly is like every month. If you want to be paying like that, you need a guarantor. Now a guarantor is someone who lives and works in the UK, also owns like a house in the UK. And what the guarantor is necessary for is like, okay, let's say you are not able to pay you have not been able to pay your rent by the end of the month or by the end of the term. They will go and meet your guarantor and be like, you have to pay this amount. And basically for your guarantor to be accepted, they must be earning a certain amount in relation to your accommodation price. So if your accommodation price is like 120, your let's say 200 per week, your guarantor should be earning more than like 12,000 per year type of thing, or something like that. Do you get that kind of range type of thing? So they must be earning enough for themselves and to be able to cover your costs, if you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, most important thing is that you need a guarantor. So if you have like an auntie and uncle who has been in the UK for a long time, or a friend or a cousin or someone that you just know, they can be your guarantor. The thing is that it's not really like a big deal, because you should be able to pay before you can come to the UK, you've shown proof of funds that you're able to survive as a student in the UK. Do you understand? So it's not going to be really a problem. And then if you don't have a guarantor, then you can apply for one. And for you to be accepted, it depends on your risk and the payment you make. It depends. You obviously pay the guarantor, the people that you apply from, but the payment you make depends on your risk of you not being able to pay your your rent type of thing. So it's really easy. Like once you apply, you get in, and then boom, it's like a company type of thing. So they just pose, okay, we'll be your guarantor, but obviously you pay us at the end of every month. So I think that money that you pay them is kind of what they use in case you can't pay your rent. Do you understand? I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but yeah. So the most important thing is that you need a guarantor. When you call in and you're like, oh, I searched property on websites, and basically I need this accommodation. Can I get in now? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, it's still available. And then they send you the booking form. Now the booking form isn't like you've gotten the property. You need to sign a contract. I need to make some payments to be able to get that property. You need to pass the reference stages. You need to pass the guarantor stages. You understand? So when they send you the booking form, you shouldn't be sitting down and be waiting like, oh, I'll send this thing next week, or I'll send this thing next 2 weeks, or I'll reply this thing next 2 weeks, because by that next week, that property is already gone. We're not the only ones looking for accommodation. People that already live here looking for accommodation. People that already live in the UK looking for accommodation. People from all over the world, Asia, Europe, are looking for accommodation. So it's not like it's just you from Africa, or it's just you from wherever you're from. That's looking for accommodation in Plymouth. So you need to make sure you fill in your booking form immediately, send it. So initially, it depends on the company you're using. So if you're using Stay Clever, you're going to pay like a security deposit, and that security deposit is not to keep the property. The security deposit is in case you spoil something in the house at the end of the year. Instead of them calling you, "Well, come and pay," they will just take out that money. And most times, if you've done so much damage, you will be paying a lot of money. I tell you the truth. And then the other thing you need to pay is so let's say you're coming September 1st, you're coming September 3rd. For you to move into the property, you need to pay that whole September's rent type thing first before you can move in. That's the same thing I did, but my own was that we did the whole booking, like for the lettings agency I used. We did the whole booking form thing. I made my security deposit, which was just like 1 week of my rent. And then before I could move, so that was like I paid like 2 days before I moved in my remaining rent for the whole of September. Do you understand? But Stay Clever zone is that you have to pay everything at once before you can actually secure the property. And then I think student choice, you don't really need to do that. I think you just need to pay like a deposit then before you move in. So I think before I moved in, I needed to pay my termly, because I was paying termly then, so I needed to pay a certain amount, at the spot if I could collect my keys type of thing. So you need your guarantor. You need to do the booking forms quick. What else? Please don't lie, because they do background checks to get any information in case you try and lie or try and do fraud, and you could get in serious trouble about it. So what else can I do? So people DM me, they're like, okay, I need an accommodation, and it's not like I cannot help you. I can help you. I can direct you to the right place. I can direct you to what you need and what you can get. But I can't genuinely get an accommodation for you type of thing. Unless you're paying me, But if you're not paying me, I cannot just help you out of my own free time type of thing. Because most people, they are shocked, especially about that guarantor thing. They're really shocked about it. They're like, what the hell is the guarantor? Why do I have to pay all my this thing up front? Or this thing, it's not only you that is doing it, everybody's doing it. So I feel I hope this video helps people coming in for next from like November or from like December, so you guys can know the things you need to bring, you need to like do before you can, get an accommodation type of thing. Yeah, and just you guys can understand that most of the student accommodations are always within like the school premises, so and most of the time the properties on the website are basically the same in person type of thing. You just have to make sure you call and confirm that okay, this room I'm seeing, what room is it? Sometimes you don't put the room number, sometimes you just put any room and then you think, oh, this one is what I'm moving into. You can see, oh, I'm moving into room 1, and then room 1 is not what is on the website. So make sure you like tell them that okay, I saw this thing on the website, what room is this is the room I want, I don't want any other room, I want this room. Is it in the basement? Is it in the roof? Is it in the middle of the floor? Which floor is it? Is it in the kitchen? Is it, you can ask all those questions and you get your answers immediately. What else? Other problems. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Oh, also, all the bills are included as a student. If you're a full-time student here, all the bills are included. You don't need to pay for like Wi-Fi or water or anything, unless you Uber, you use electricity and all of that. But then if you're like a residential type of person, right, I'll talk about residentials. So if you're a residential type of person here, that's like basically a dependent. So you're a full-time student, but your other half is a dependent. So basically what you guys need to do is some companies don't really have necessary, but I know that Stay Clever has some properties for people who come with like dependents. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you have to, if you're like a dependent, you have to pay like council tax. Now I don't know what council tax is, because in the UK they tax anyone. Like they love to tax people. They love to tax. So let's say in a house, there are 5 people who are residentials. Those 5 people will split the council tax. At the end of the day, your council tax will be like £30 every month, or £30 every 3 months or something like that. But yeah, you'll be paying council tax. You will have electricity bills, but all your bills will be included, but yours is kind of like a bit lesser. So if you exceed a certain amount, you end up paying, which a lot of people probably will end up doing. But most of the time, because some of the companies you're calling as student agencies, they don't really have properties for people who are coming with someone who is not a student. So if you're not a student, you probably need to go into an accommodation that does not accommodate like students. You'll be put in like a residential type of property where there's many residents that are inside. And then also another thing is that if you're coming with like your child, most likely some companies or some lettings agencies, student lettings agencies don't like allow families, because most of the time you'll be living with people who don't have families, and nobody wants to be sitting there like, now I don't want to go to the kitchen and then the child is like running around and screaming and crying type of thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they're trying to like balance that type of thing out. So if you're coming in and you're coming in with your whole family, you should probably maybe rent a freaking house, because a lot of students agencies or companies will not allow you to bring your child. I hope I will be able to help you guys. Also, like some of you come with like ridiculous amount of budget. Some of you say like you need £60 for a room, for a studio. I don't know, like it's just like, there's like what they call that thing, is it inflation or recession, or what's it called in the UK at this moment? Houses, mortgages, everything is just going up. Landlords are increasing their price. Like for you to see that kind of amount is in your wildest dreams, bro. So just forget about that. Just if your budget is like 60 to like 90 or 60 to 80, just aim for like a shared house, like a 5-bed house with 1 toilet, or a 5-bed house with like 2 toilets or something like that. Just for you to survive, because by the time you start working, you'll be able to afford more. I hope I'm going to help in this video for people who are looking for accommodations and the necessary you need, and I hope I'm able to like explain some things to some of you. Obviously, if you have any more questions, you can come to my DM and I'll be ready to answer any questions you have. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This one obviously is not going to be everybody that's going to watch this video, it's just people that kind of need it. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. My next video is going to be a general moving vlog and very freaking hectic. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.